Hello everyone, this is my brand new track bike. It is a BMW S1000RR. This is the M Sport version. So this was the one that comes with the carbon fibre wheels, front and back. It also has the adjustable rear swing arm pivot point, so you can undo this nut and you can adjust the level of the swing arm for track focused. It also has got adjustable ride height on the back there as well. And I absolutely love it. This one here is the third generation of the S1000RR. It's the one with the kind of the uniform front headlights at the front there. I've only just picked it up, so I need to figure out exactly how all the electronics work. Previous owner has put on some nice RNG crash bungs on the side here. There's also a bit of engine protection on the side here as well. And there's also a full Arrow exhaust on the back here. So a few stats around this. This makes 207 horsepower, only weighs 193 kilograms. It's got the full suite of electronic kind of rider aids to help you on the track, which I'm just about kind of figuring out now. I'll do a separate video for that, but this is going to be my new track weapon. So I'm looking forward to taking this out on track with you guys, so you can have a look to see what it's like compared to the GSX-R1000. Interestingly, when BMW brought out the S1000RR back in 2009, they based it on the K5 Suzuki, the K5 GSX-R1000, that motor, but they kind of gave it more top-end revs to give it more horsepower. This is essentially an evolution of that kind of motor. It's still an inline 4, but as I said, this is now making 207 horsepower at the rear wheel, which is an insane amount of power. I've given it a quick test ride. It feels epic, but I think I just need to now just get it set up for sag on the front and back for my weight, and then on board you can then change the settings to show how to adjust the little bit of settings on how to do the suspension on that. So let's just do a little bit of start up to show you how this all works. So let's have a look. So this is the Race Pro mode. Hopefully you can see that okay. Now if I go into, everything is controlled by this kind of toggle switch here and the menu right and left button here. So if I go down on the menu button, I can go into settings. I can go in, I'm in race track at the moment, as you can see. If I switch down and then go across to configuration and then down and across into configuration again, here you've got 3 different Race Pro modes you can do. So I assume these are all customizable. So you've got the amount of engine power, engine braking, traction control, wheelie control, ABS, and then for your this is for your suspension, to your semi-active suspension, which you can see on the front here and also on the back on this rear shock. So you can do the compression on the front, but you can't do the rebound, but you can do compression and rebound on the back, and the default settings are 6. It goes a scale from 0 to 14, and then you work your way from there. Now I suspect they've done 3 different pro modes here, because you can do it essentially for if it's fully dry race circuit, for if you're on intermediate, slightly damp, or if it's fully wet, and you can adjust everything like so. So if we just try for the first one here, under Race Pro mode, you can see the engine modes here. So if we go into this one here, you've got starting from 1, and everything's based on the mode of race. So this is optimum throttle, maximum torque. I like that it says off through throttle acoustics active. What that basically means, it just burbles and does backfires on the overruns, which sounds amazing. And then you can adjust this a bit to make it a little bit less responsive. Still maximum torque, but soft throttle response right down to if it's rain. So this is if you just want to make sure that you're not going to flip it, so nice and smooth and wet. So I have this on 1. Now if we go on to engine braking, again over to the same, you go for minimum, medium and maximum engine braking. I like to have mine on medium. So if we go back, Ducati traction control here, so maximum performance on race, high performance on dynamic for traction control, stability or maximum. So I'm going to put this on to 2. And then if we go into wheelie control, so you can have this makes me laugh, you can have it off completely. Good luck with that, with 207 horsepower and 193 kilograms. You can have high wheelies, so you can be in danger there, or as I'm going to say here, slight wheelies on whilst accelerating hard, which I think is optimal for me. So I'm going to select that. ABS. This is really cool. So you can adjust the amount of ABS, and it goes right front, rear, and then also rear lift and ABS Pro. So you can go down to turning everything down to minimums or off for the rear, and then or dynamic a little bit more. I'm going to go for this one here, which is race mode. And then if I go back, and then here, this is where you can adjust your damping for the front. So they start it at 6 BMW, and they say adjust it accordingly. So if you go up from 6 up to let's have a look. If I go up to 7 or 8, I'm just increasing the compression basically on the front. But let's put it back to 6, and then you can do the same on the rear compression and the rear rebound as well. And that's it. So the other thing that's really cool about this is you can adjust your sports settings. So if it's the way the view is, so that's called natural. Here we go. If I go down into here, so there's this view here under this one here, which kind of like old traditional kind of layout, or you can go over to a bit more lap timer focused, or you can go here showing just focusing on the revs you need. It was also this Ducati, I've got a Panigale, so that's why it's made me think that your traction control here, dynamic traction control here, you've got your lean angles, your lap times. On this bike at the moment, you have to do lap time by just pressing the little switch to the left of the indicator, but you can do a module update if you want GPS. The coolest thing about this though is on the handlebars, there's a little here thing for your traction control here, so you can actually adjust it on the fly like this whilst you're actually on the track, rather than having to stop like on other bikes and adjust it. You can, if you're going around and you feel you've got a little bit too much rear spin, you can just increase it a little bit, or you can go back down essentially. So that's it. That is my new BMW S1000RR. Can't wait to get it on track. Can't wait for you to join me on track as well to see what it's like. And please like and please keep subscribing.